Every week, I find time, one of the weekdays, to actually answer most of the questions that people keep tagging me in the comment section. That is why I keep on telling you that make sure you put down your comment in the comments below, because I take some of those questions and I answer them. And most importantly, I take one of those comments and then I make a video about it to make sure people tend to understand. Today, I'm going to answer some of these questions, and also I promise you I'm going to answer some of the questions that you are scared to Google them or even ask your doctors about these questions. So let's get into it. My name is Dr. Samuel Ologo, and on this channel what I do is I take major health issues and then I break them into minute forms so that you will be able to understand and maximize your chances on being on this platform. If today happens to be the first time, take a second, subscribe to this channel, be part of the family. One day we might be reading your message or your comment, and that will be the content for that day. The first question goes, is it normal to feel my heart beat in my abdomen? And this is it. Yes, it's normal. It's actually the abdominal aortic that is beating or is pulsating, and this is normally felt in people who are very lean, or let's say slim people. They usually feel this, but immediately you are feeling that the aorta extends from all the way from the heart. Okay, the aorta extends. So we have the descending aorta, okay, we have the ascending and then the descending. Now the descending extends all the way to the abdomen. Right now, at this point, especially between the navel or the umbilical cord and then the sternum, all right, the sternal junction, between that area, you might feel the pulsating of the heart over there. Now, if you see this thing, please go to the hospital. Let the doctors check your blood pressure and see if there are any discrepancies in the blood pressure. They can also do a scan that will actually tell if this aorta is actually on the verge of a rupture or there is an aneurysm in this aorta. So it's normal to feel it, but it should tell you that you need to go to the hospital as soon as possible to get any findings or any investigations done to help you prevent any complications later on. So yeah, go on and get yourself checked once again. Now, before I even read the second question, this particular comment is in line with the second question. The person is asking something very, very important, but I want you to know that the body and the mind are 100% in connection when we talk about real medicine. So the person is asking that, can stress really cause physical symptoms? Can stress really cause physical symptoms? And that's why I made mention of that statement. This is what you should know. Anyone who undergoes stress, there is high release of cortisol. When cortisol is released, it goes into the blood circulation. This increases the blood pressure and then have effect on gut health, on the brain itself, on the skin. It has several replicative effects on the entire body. That is why I'm saying that the mind and the body have a constant relation. The connection is actually 100%. No, so because of stress, there is going to be physical symptoms that will show. It will portray. You will see it in yourself. You will see that your gut, you are constantly constipated. You are not freeing your bowels adequately. You can see that you are always fatigued. You can tell yourself that even in thinking, your ability to think is really, really on the low. So stress has a very, very important role. Your sex life, everything tend to change because there is excessive release of cortisol into your bloodstream, which is having effect on other systems of the body. And so anytime you are getting stressed, check your body. You see that things are not actually looking so fantastic or so good with you. The third question is all about honesty. It is all about honesty. Let's get into the question. The person is asking that, how do I know if I'm overweight or big boned? To be honest with yourself, being big boned is rarely a whole body expansion. It's rare that your entire body is going to be expanded, okay, compared to being overweight. Being overweight, you can tell the abdomen area, the flank areas are expanded, your arms are expanded, your thighs, your legs, your entire body. But big boned, it actually relies on certain areas where we have these bones, okay, or we have areas that are specifically increased in size. That is absolutely different. So being honest with yourself, you can tell that this person or this is being overweight and this person is just a big boned person. Now if you want to use the BMI to actually tell whether you are big boned or overweight, it's actually misleading in recent times. And so what we approve or what we recommend now is that we are using the waist circumference, and you can tell when it is more than 40 in men, that's what we are talking about overweight, and when it's more than 35 in women, we are talking about overweight. Okay, so there was one question that actually surprised me over the week, and it had to do with something related to intermittent fasting. I did a video about intermittent fasting, you can check it out. And the person was asking, because I mentioned some foods, and I also advised that if you've not done intermittent fasting before, you should go in for you begin with 12 hours instead of the 16 hours and 8 hours. This person was asking that should they start right from 16 hours? But this is it. I have the full video. You can watch it and advise yourself. If you've not had the fasting before, if you've not tried intermittent fasting before, it is always advisable to go out with 12 hours from the beginning. So 12 hours of fasting, 12 hours of eating period. It doesn't mean 12 hours of eating. 12 hours of eating period. The full video is there. You can watch it out. I'll tag it to this video. Also, you can, from 12 hours, you can then improve to 14 hours and then you get to 16 hours. I expect you to hold on at 16 hours so that you don't break yourself. Also, the foods that you need to encourage yourself by using to break your fast, I've added them to this particular video. You can watch it as well. You don't need to just junk everything up and say you are breaking a fast. You won't be doing any help to yourself. So I will add that particular video to this one so that you can check it out. So now that you know I actually take every comment very, very serious, I think you should subscribe to the channel, like, sub, comment, put whatever questions you have in the comment section. I will pick them, and next week we will do the same thing again, and I promise you I'll be answering most of the questions. I intentionally sat somewhere like this so that you can actually feel the warmth of the environment, and you can hear the chirping of the birds and all that, right? Good. Meet me in our next video tomorrow. See you.